things have moved on pretty quick. Again, quicker than I was expecting. So really getting there. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'm going to show you how I painted this board. So I've just started painting, and the first thing I'm in with is quite a heavy overbrush of Retributor armor. So going in quite heavy, making sure I come into getting all of the insides of the recesses. It's all going to be washed over and painted over some of this with the Zandri dust over the sand, so it doesn't have to be incredibly neat. This is just the first of the colours after the sprays, so it's really just to get a base colour down of a gold's type bronzy colour, and yeah, I say it's all going to be washed over, so it doesn't have to be super neat. Most of this colour will actually probably disappear in the wash anyway, and it will need to be dry brushed lightly over the top afterwards. It'll certainly be dulled down an awful lot from what it looks like at the moment. It's really good to get a first colour down. So I also went over a little bit too heavy really, but not too worried. Went over the pipes in the recesses and the manhole covers on the road. So I've put down some very kind of wet, if it makes sense, wet dry brushes, very light splatterings of Death Guard green, followed up with a little bit of this Mechanicus grey, which is then smudged all over the place. Like that. So it gives quite a mottled effect, along with the Zandri dust that was already on the roads in certain places. So it goes down quite dark, but then when you smudge it in, the colour melts, blends into the rest of the colours, into the rest of the colours of the road. Okay, so it gives an effect like that. So this is where I've finished with just adding a bit more black onto the grey patches on the road, a bit more black into the bomb crater and the damage on the road there, a couple of bits of gold trim and silver where the silver needs to be. This is my DIY wash. As you've seen, well, as you may have seen in some of my other videos, I do like to wash quite heavy. So I'm using a big brush, loading it up sticking a load on, dull it down with a dry brush if I need to, but going in, like I say, really quite heavy with a wash, because it's the wash that's going to make the colours come together. Very limited, it's a very limited colour palette, so it's going to need something to bring it all together. And so far this is coming out pretty good. I don't have to be sparing with this, so I load up quite a big brush, look, and put it all over, and I make sure that I really work it into all of the gaps. Maybe if I show you here, look. So I'm making sure that it goes right in to every gap. As I say, I've got plenty of it, so I don't have to worry about being economical with it. And it'll really grunge up the details as it dries off. Both pieces done, so quite a heavy wash over all of it, and what I did was just pat out some of the roadway afterwards, just to give it that mottled effect, and yeah, just to vary the colour scheme a little bit on there. I mean, it already had the black and the green and the sand, but just patting it out a little bit gives some lighter patches. Went in quite heavy over the recesses and the damage. Okay, let's let it dry. All dry, ready for a little dry brush. So I've done a couple of little bits already. It needs some more. Just got to do the rest to the other side of the board. I'm going to call this finished for now. So after all of the colour dry brushed over in Screaming Skull, some of it's slightly heavier than other bits. Oh, and I put some rust in certain places, some sepia ink down in certain places, just to give it a bit of difference here and there. Needed some rusty patches. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. The stripes on the hatch look good. The black on that actually does need a little bit of touching in. Might do that with some black ink. So a lot of the gold, as predicted, dulled down quite a lot with the wash and then the dry brush. Anyway, a couple of little details. I don't know, might go with a tuft of grass here and there. Certainly going to put some wet patches in the gutterings and in some of
some of the recesses. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Maybe a bit of gloss Mod Podge or a gloss ink. But anyway, loving it. Looks really good. It's a single kill team board. This is really starting to come together now. Got some buildings partly done. Need some paint on. Other buildings nearly done. Just need to get painting a bit quicker. Get on with it. Get some games in.